Hello guys, this is Neon Storm with my next guide. It's going to be for Necro PvP. If you've met me or you've played with me or talked to me, you'll know that I love Necro PvP over anything PvP wise. I think it's strong, it's fun to play, the conditions are just outrageous, and you can piss a lot of people off, and being that I like to do that in PvP, why not? It's a great class to play. So I wanted to, show you my build. I'm not saying this is the best build. I'm not saying it's the worst build. This is the build that works for me. It's been working for me, and it's been taking people down. Any class, especially Guardians. Guardians will hate you. So let's get into it. First is my armor. And the armor runes that I use are the Superior Rune of Nightmare. And this rune stacks in condition damage and duration. And with the 6 set bonus of a 5% chance to cause fear for 1 second when hit, it's really nice because you'd think 5% wouldn't be that much, but for the the sheer awesomeness of this rune for a Necro, it hits a lot. It does, and especially in those situations where you need it most, and including the fact that with this build, fear does damage. It'll also help you with a little bit of damage issues if you have. For my main hand offhand, I use Scepter and Dagger. For my Scepter, I use my Minor Corruption, which you gain plus 10 condition damage each time you kill a foe, stacks up to 25 times. Again, lots of condition damage, lots of damage over time. Your opponent won't know what the fuck to do. For the Dagger, I go with the Sigil of Earth, which is the 60% chance on crit to inflict bleeding. This build is based around bleeds and a little bit of poison and just, again, conditions. And having that extra bleed is, a must. And for your staff, I go with the Geomancy rune for inflict bleeding AoE wise for 7 seconds when you swap to this weapon. It helps in situations where you're getting clusterfucked, and as a Necro, and if you've played a Necro in PvP, you know any Clothy's the first to go, because a lot of people are scared of Clothies. For my neck piece, I go with Rabid Amulet for the precision, toughness, and condition damage, for a little bit of survivability, with a lot more crits, a lot more everything. It's beautiful. You'll see why I go with these stats when I get into the build, which I should do now. Okay. For my build, I go 0 in the Spite, 30 in the Curses, 10 in the Death Magic, 10 in the Blood Magic, and 20 in the Soul Reaping. For Curses, I pick number 2 for Hemophilia, which is the 20% increased bleeding duration. For obvious reasons, this is a condition build. It's, stupid not to take this. For 20, I use Terror, which fear deals damage and deals additional 50% damage if the target has another condition on them. With this build, you're going to be stacking conditions, spreading conditions, and having the fear to add more damage to that is, awesome. For 30, I use Lingering Curse, which conditions inflicted by Scepter last 33% longer. Again, for things like Grasping Death, or for Enfeebling Blood, having that 50% longer is awesome. Weaken and take down your foes. For Death Magic, I go with Greater Marks, which increases area of marks, and marks become unblockable. For the staff, it's a good tool to have. For Blood Magic, I have Mark of Evasion, which leaves a mark of blood when you dodge. It's a nice trait to have. I'm more here for the Full of Life, which you gain 5 seconds of regeneration when your health reaches 90%. Some people say, Strength of Undead over the 5 in here. This comes down to personal preference. I mean, you can go 5 in the Blood Magic, and then take the Strength of Undead, which you would do 5% more damage if you have more than 50% life force. I mean, it's a nice trait to have, but for me, I just like having that extra, evasion, survivability, just in those oh shit moments. For Soul Reaping, I go Path of Midnight, which all Death Shroud skills recharge 15% faster, which is nice for, again, oh shit moments. And Master of Terror, which your fear inflicts lasts 50% longer. And having this compared with this and the fear on your armor is what I'm trying to say. Fear is substantial to a Necro, and this just makes fear even more awesome. So a lot of people are going to be pissed off at you when you fear them, throw all your conditions around, and they just run away and kill themselves. It's happened a lot, and it's funny. For your traits, I go with consume conditions, which you feast on your conditions, gaining health per condition. A lot of people try and set shit up on you, especially other Necros that maybe even using this build will try and set up every condition they possibly can. Just fucking and you're good to go. For number 7, I go a corrupt boon, which you poison yourself and transform all boons on your foes into negative conditions. This is awesome against Guardians, especially when they use that move where they gain like 7 fucking boons for 6 seconds or whatever. If you're one-on-one-ing and they use that oh shit button, you throw corrupt boon, boom, that's 7 conditions on them. They're gonna drop like a fly, and it's so funny. And if they're surrounded by other people, you can use number 8, which is epidemic, which you apply vulnerability on yourself and you spread conditions on a target foe to all nearby foes. So you take all those 8 conditions you applied to that Guardian, apply them to everybody around them, and they're all gonna drop like flies, and your team will appreciate it. For Signal on Death is my number 9. It's good to have for the passive, which you gain life force while in combat. And for the active, you get to res up to 3 down players around you. It's another team move. It's good to have. And for my special, I go a Plague for the fact that you get poison. And it's got 8 million ways to apply poisons and conditions. And you gain, if you're in this form with full health, you get almost about 40k health, which is nice. And a lot of people are going to need to take you down. So overall, this build works for me. I hope it works for you guys. So I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay of me playing with this build to kind of influence you more. So I'm going to shut up now, and here's some footage of me playing as my Necro.
Kill me every time. You kill me every time. kill me every time.